Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara Sahibzada. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm so excited to film today's video. It is January 2nd, 2024, the very first video we're filming for the brand new year. I normally film these videos at the end of 2023 and just reflecting on the past year, whatnot, but there was something about me wanting to wait until the new year actually happened and film. So here we are, January 2nd, 2024. It's just, this is exactly what the new year feels like. Like, really grateful to close the chapter of 2023. 2023 was a really interesting, roller coaster for me, mentally, especially mentally, but physically, mentally, emotionally, it was just a wild roller coaster. But without any further ado, let's start the recap of 2023. And I do want to apologize in advance. Do forgive me for this background situation. For those of you who know or have been following me, I moved to my dream apartment, 1 bedroom here in New York City with a gorgeous living room, gorgeous views. It's quite spacious and I wanted to live here for as long as I can remember, but I'm excited to slowly but surely furnish this place. This is a little DIY build, but nevertheless, I actually started the new year with a self-care day. I was so excited to go to the spa and just get myself a nice massage, do some yoga. For those of you who do live in New York City, definitely check out the Wellness Center. I will insert some of the clips of my experience, and just really wanted to focus the new year in a self-care day at the Wellness Center. It is actually called The Well, and it was located on 2 East 15th Street here in New York City. And you guys, every time I enter, I just enter with so much gratitude, and I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to walk into this stunning resort. They have actually multiple locations throughout the states. In Connecticut, they have one in Miami, and in Costa Rica. They also have yearly memberships, monthly memberships. I just went a one-time visit to kick off 2024. The new year is here, you guys. And this year, I decided to pick a word to set my intention for the new year. So normally we have New Year's resolution of what we want to do to accomplish. And although I definitely do have a few things that I want to accomplish, but it was very important for me to pick a word, a single word that described my intention, my motives, and just really start of the new year. So I encourage you guys to think and pause for a second. And what is the one word that describes your intentions and your motives and your inspiration for the new year? And for me, believe it or not, it was grace. And I'm going to tell you why I chose the word grace and why it speaks to me. 2023 was truly a year that was eye-opening for me. I have been so harsh on myself. I have never given myself the grace, the love, and the power that I deserve. I have constantly focused on taking care of others, taking care of my job, really working hard. And although I know I'm not the only one, I know there's many of you out there who are incredible ladies and are hardworking, whether it's taking care of their parents, their family, or just really working around the clock. And for the first time in a long time, I have given a moment to myself to pause, to say it is okay. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself a pat on the back, a round of applause, and be proud of yourself. There's nothing wrong in taking a moment and saying out loud for the world to hear, hey, you are proud of yourself. I am proud of myself. With that said, I will most certainly give myself some grace in the 2024, some patience, and give myself time to really become the best version of myself and do what's right for me physically and mentally, and not allow anybody or anything else to ruin my energy, to ruin my peace. Protect your energy at all times, no matter who they are or what they are. I was so grateful for that spa experience. I came home really rejuvenated and blessed and super grateful. It is no secret that what is going on in the world right now it's really, really heartbreaking. It's disheartening. I want to start off by, so for those of you who know, I moved to New York City roughly 2 years ago, right in the middle of pandemic, and I really scored a great studio. And it was small, but it was in such a beautiful, precious neighborhood. And after 2 years later, I finally finished like decorating the apartment to the T, from the wallpaper, frames, curtains. Like the studio apartment was really finished. One thing I did not like about that studio, regardless how much in love I was in that neighborhood and the view was just breathtaking, was the fact there was a studio. It was a small studio. It was a little bit over 500 square feet. And okay, like saying it a lot, it was a really big, spacious studio. But I've always wanted a 1 bedroom and a little balcony. But at that time in my life, I wasn't able to afford a 1 bedroom in New York City. So I finished decorating the apartment and I fell in love with the little studio. But it was no secret. I've always wanted a really big, spacious apartment. I always wanted a 1 bedroom. But you know, at that time, I was not able to afford a 1 bedroom in New York City because New York City is super duper expensive. That's like a no-brainer or no secret rather, because living in New York City is super duper expensive. So I struggled, I'm not gonna lie, but I was really grateful that God had blessed me, and I was blessed that I had that itty bitty studio. But January, February was a surprising month for me because I was able to move to my new apartment that I'm currently into a beautiful 1 bedroom with super spacious high ceiling. So 2023 started in a really good note by me getting my brand new apartment, which I was so grateful for. March, although things took a turn by choice because I decided to quit my job. I worked for Tory Burch for a little over 7.5 years. And in March, I decided to give my 2 weeks notice and resign. And I quit my job that I loved so very much because I was ready for a new chapter. And I filmed a video, you know, previously explaining why I left. So I'm gonna have you guys watch it down below. I'll link it. But it was a difficult decision and something that I didn't want to do. But I had to do it because I was just not comfortable working with a particular someone. And I had to put my foot down. As much as I loved the brand and the culture and the company, I mean, I obviously stayed there for almost 8 years. So I think it says a lot of how much I loved it. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, like Tory Burch was like on my forehead and in my DNA. Till this day, I will forever speak highly of the remarkable brand. My colleagues have become my family. So I'm really grateful for those beautiful chapters. But I had to do what's right for me because the director that I worked with, she was brand new to the company, and she was rude, and I didn't want to be part of her team. I resigned telling her, and if you're watching, I'm not going to mention her name, but I had zero desire to be part of her team, of how rude she was, unprofessional she was, and I just had zero desire to be working for someone who was extremely micromanaging. I felt like I was being suffocated. I felt like I was on a leash for months. So I didn't quit once, but I quit twice. And the first time I was grateful that they were kind enough to ask me to stay and took really good care of me. But the second time I was like, I don't want to work with this particular person. I'm out. So I left. That was in March. I resigned, left my job, and I took a little bit of time off. And then I started my brand new job that I am almost at 9 months now, 9 to 10 months if I'm doing the math correctly. I obviously won't share who or where I'm working for. But you know, it was a struggle at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. It was such a different culture, different everything. Working as a new team. I had a brand new team that I was overseeing. And it was really difficult at the beginning because I was kind of like recovering from a breakup, almost like breaking up with my job, and an actual breakup too, but we don't need to talk about that. So it was a rough 3 months for me, but now I'm in a place where I really appreciate my new job. I've come to really love the people that I work with. They're beyond passionate, kind, resilient. So the team members that I work with now are really, really a team that I'm proud of, and they're so kind. And you know, there's days where we have our like bumps, but I think that's what makes us very resilient, because it's a really tough industry to be in. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to give my all, like I always do, but I'm really excited for this year to really focus on myself. You know, I have always put my time and energy constantly on work. It's, you know, for those of you who have followed me for a long time or know me personally, I was not raised with a silver spoon. My parents did a remarkable job in doing their absolute best and giving me what they possibly could. But I always had a vision and a dream of what I wanted in life. I wanted that beautiful New York City apartment. I wanted to find that perfect love and be a mom one day and have little ones. And I'm really blessed and grateful, alhamdulillah, that God has given me the career, the job I may have not found to love yet. But I know that one day I will find that special someone, and I know I will one day be an incredible mom. You know, I think as the year 2023 went on, I met someone in September who I thought I was in love with. And I'm sharing this because I think a lot of us who are hopeless romantic or are easy to fall in love with are really just excited. And when things that don't go well, or when that person breaks your heart, it's devastating. But I think for me, for the first time, when this person broke my heart, this person who I thought I was in love with, I was like immune to it. Not because, I'm not trying to say that I was always hurt in the past, that I'm like, oh, used to it. This person that I met was completely different. I actually knew this person from my past briefly, so reconnecting with them was really magical. And it was truly a beautiful 2 months. I only dated this person for 2 months, and it was truly a beautiful 2 months. I have zero complaints of those 2 months. But it took a turn where this person was really going through a lot in their personal life. There was so much anger and hate in their heart that they decided to take it out on me. And I was just like, what? Like, half the things they were saying, I couldn't relate to. I'm like, I'm sorry, like, no, that is not who I am. I don't know what in the world you're referring to. And I don't need that energy. I don't need someone who has so much hate in their heart. I could have easily stooped low to their level and said all the nastiest things in return to them about this and their flaws, but I don't have that type of hate in my heart. I don't have that type of darkness in my heart. I have worked so much on myself and healing and becoming truly someone that I'm proud of. So I did nothing but send them a sweet message of literally praying for them and wishing them well, praying for them that they get to experience all the beautiful things and gifts that life has to offer, because I am not going to sit here and allow someone else to say the most disrespectful things to me, the most rude, disrespectful, harsh words towards me, because I don't allow that. I just don't. I'm not gonna allow it. And you know, I cried a little bit, maybe a lot. I did cry a lot. Because I really did love this person. I am not someone who's naive and dumb and falls quickly in love. I always have my guards up, but I generally did fall in love with this person. And for me, I was under the impression that this person is it. This person is gonna be my forever person. I'm gonna marry this person, be a mom. I'm gonna be the mother of his children, and we're gonna have a beautiful life. But boy, was I wrong. And I am okay. I'm not mad at myself. I am grateful, and I am just someone who gave love an opportunity. And just because this person has darkness in their heart and needs to figure shit out has no reflection of me. So 2023 started really, really great, and it took a really heartbreaking turn. But nevertheless, I think that's part of life's lessons. People come and go and teach you a few things. And yeah, October came around. it's something that's so difficult to talk about, but I think it's very important to talk about. A few things that I want to make sure I amplify my voice on. For those of you who know, I am from Afghanistan, and the Taliban's invaded Afghanistan in 2021. Again, thanks to Mr. good old Joe Biden, who handed over Afghanistan back to the Taliban's, and the Taliban's really have a horrible regime, and they took away the rights, not just basic human rights, but a lot of rights for women. Women were not allowed to be part of television, which is why I'm no longer on Tolo TV. But most importantly, which is very important for me to amplify my voice, is the education, the right to learn, the right to get an education for Afghan women has been taken away. And it makes me emotional, because I feel like we've come so far in rebuilding Afghanistan and really making Afghanistan to the beautiful country that it is. And I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Because Guantanamos y dar joy namera. You know, I've never had the honor to visit Afghanistan. I never had the opportunity to visit my homeland. And I know now why my parents had to leave, because history repeated itself because of a monster who we all know under the name of Joe Biden. And now he has funded a genocide in Palestine, which is so heartbreaking, because I watched these horrific videos, these heartbreaking videos of children being slaughtered and murdered. Over 23 or 25,000 innocent babies have been murdered, bombed, stuck in the rubble of their homes. Some people literally have their stomach wide open, their head cut off. And it's so disturbing, because no matter how the world has screamed for a permanent ceasefire, demanding a ceasefire, demanding an end to this, it's just so disturbing to know, as I'm learning more and more, that the world of quote-unquote politics we live in, that the fact Joe Biden is in charge of where our tax dollars goes. This man is an old, crinkly, old cockroach. I'm sorry for saying that. It's an old, wrinkly man who can't even speak properly, but he's the president of the US, and he gets to decide where our tax dollar goes, and he wants to fund a genocide. It's so disturbing. I'm not even gonna mention what the government and self-defense force is doing, but I will pray for a permanent ceasefire. I will forever be a voice and raise awareness, and I think we all have. And for those of you who have been brave and bold to speak up, I am forever grateful to you. Thank you. I know it's not easy speaking up and bringing an end to this genocide, because for those who do speak up, there's consequences, which is so disturbing. I will forever speak up and pray for the Afghan woman to get the right of education, the right to learn. That's something that just will not stop until it stops. But nevertheless, I'm so grateful to you for watching this video, for being subscribed, and for inspiring me. It's insane that I've been making videos for 15 years, but that's the next video where I'm doing a YouTube rewind of my first video to now and where I was to now. I mean, I look different. A lot has changed. So I'm excited to film that video, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. And don't forget to continue speaking up for Palestine, to continue speaking up for Afghanistan. Yak dünya taşaka tabanlamayı aynda.